Our heroes are airborne, arriving in Ardwall for a new adventure. Find out what happens when Dave takes the reins this week on The Hapless Heroes.
Jarrell's still paranoid of doppelgangers. I know that. Speaking of, are there any doppelgangers?
Hello and welcome back to the other side of the Hapless Heroes podcast. My name is Dave and I will be your host and dungeon master for this evening and for this upcoming adventure.
I always thought of our podcast as more of like a Mobius strip. There's just one side, right?
Yeah, you're just fooled into thinking there's two sides. Right. Like that one of us is somehow, the more cunning or horrible one.
You're both cruel in your own way.
Yes.
You're both right.
Yeah. We find different ways to reach in. So we'll start by introducing our cast. To my left is Zach as Peridot Lincolnwoods.
Greetings.
To his left is John as Lord Jarrell the Light.
I do wonder what Felix wanted.
To his left, we have Francesco bringing us the fabulous return of the fantastic Felix Fizzlebottom.
I have a plan.
To his left, we have Mike as Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind.
Another adventure in my book.
And rounding out our party to his left, we have Phil as Hedrick the Entertainer.
I'm so glad I've got my brains back. I wasn't left behind.
Did you get your brains back?
There was a restoration spell. That was the first thing on the docket.
Yeah, at some point by the time we get back, I feel like, we
Yes.
probably have a staff cleric aboard the airship.
At least for these sorts of between
Yeah.
plot hook ailments.
Like there's no point carrying
Right.
that on any further.
I figured when you plumped my mumbling ass down, somebody knew before we lift off, we should probably make sure this guy's not gonna, make a mess of the ship while we get up in the air.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the method was. Maybe a restoration spell. Maybe someone was wanged him on the head with a frying pan or something.
We may never know.
Maybe
No.
some
No, because we're just hand waving it away.
maybe
How
some
many licks does
some
it take?
sensual healing.
From Doctor to do.
ASMR. He just kept talking at me, and the ASMR voice just healed my body.
All you smell is sausages.
Right.
It's a very strange ASMR experience. God damn. It's an assault upon all of the senses at once.
Hey, it worked. All right.
So, as we are aboard the airship, returning to Ardwall, triumphant from this latest adventure. Where
And we're not racing there, correct? Like we didn't.
No,
Okay.
no, because, when you're badass like this, you walk away. Or you cruise away at normal airship speeds. Like
Right.
it's like you've been there before.
Try to catch up.
That slow-mo walk away from the explosion.
Yes.
Right.
That's how I feel
Right.
about
Well, just making sure because last time Jarrell challenged Zero to go get there as fast as he could, not thinking that we needed a short rest after. Like I'm still half dead.
it. Oh, we need a long rest.
Right. We didn't
Yeah.
even get a short one.
Yeah, and it'll take some time to get back to Ardwall. Let's say going at a normal cruising speed. We'll call it 8 hours.
Oh, just easy. Okay.
Yeah.
Full night's sleep.
Yeah, we'll just make it the long rest.
Right.
What a perfect image, though. Zero wearing the aviators as Project 11 kind of crumples a little bit on and the airship slowly floats away.
Like I think we said off camera, we saved Project 11, only in the broadest of possible
Right.
terms.
Right.
Like, it's a smoldering ruin that more or less resembles what Project 11 was.
Still standing.
It's
Yeah.
still standing.
Yeah, it's probably not totaled, but really
Well,
close to the
yeah.
line there where insurance would write it off if this thing were insured.
I mean, it poured molten lava on that Jed Dim.
Slag.
yeah.
Weapon slag.
Right. Because we
And-
fired the cannon.
I mean, he dove off the ship to begin with, so.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like in internal Omega Project documents, our mission was described as like a technical help.
successful with problems.
Yeah.
Right.
Problems were encountered, solutions were unorthodox.
Solutions are someone else's problem now.
Yes.
Yeah, and Felix is not. Yeah, it's not with you guys. He's waiting for you in Ardwall.
Yes. So everyone will catch up to Felix, but is anybody doing anything specific on the way back to Ardwall?
Can we do a little bit of restocking from the whoever is manning our ship? Like, what do we have on the ship?
I remember just saying like basic adventuring supplies,
Yeah.
like
You
like
did-
ball bearings, caltrops,
Yeah.
pitons.
Right.
Like,
Could I get my javelins that I lost a long time
Yeah.
ago back, and also my rope?
if they're not
Yes.
magical, we just gonna hand wave basic supplies like that at this
Yeah.
point. We are
Alright.
we are powerful enough and have at least like a mild enterprise when it comes to like our people and allies and whatnot. That basic weaponry should not be hard to come by.
Yeah, but we've come into several situations where we need 200 feet of rope and we have 150 feet of rope. So if we just brought more rope,
Yes.
so I want 5 rope.
Yeah.
You want so you want hold on. So you want 250 feet of rope.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. The 11 o'clock shadow has.
The wrap,
Yeah.
how thick that wrap would be
Right.
around Chavrel's armor.
He's just just wearing rope. Yeah.
The 11 o'clock shadow has a highly competent supply officer whose name completely escapes all of you. He's a very unremarkable sort of guy. Like, he could be anywhere between the ages of 20 and 50. He's going a little gray, but it's that gray that looks good.
So what you're saying is we don't know if he pays attention to inventory, but we just can have.
No, he pays enough attention where he knows what you need already. He knows what kind of consumables everybody's going to use, especially because he can check with the notes of someone who's taking notes on everything that's going on.
But surely he isn't responsible for maintaining Pregnart's chicken noodle soup, is he?
No, Pregnant stays right on top of that.
Do we have?
Yeah, I feel like
that soup have
Pregnart
been
would
magic?
be sourcing his own ingredients.
In multiple cases,
Yeah.
we've used that soup as a cure-all.
Yes.
I would also like more soup.
I think that's kind of what you're. Yeah, that's what I'm gathering at least.
Okay, good. Jarrell wants soup
Pregnant soup.
and javelins, but mostly soup.
I would say Hedrick is just refamiliarizing himself with normalcy, trying to play his instruments, trying to relearn everything and get his voice back. And then on the other half, I would say Ari is now just meditating. She is trying to take in the fact that she's surrounded by a bunch of strange people with strange technology that she's never really encountered before, but she has faith that she's doing the right thing.
I'm also confident that someone at this point, maybe Stenton, has tried to put her to work.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Stenton has tried. I don't know. Is she a responsible enough sort where she would actually go along with someone like Stenton?
She feels indebted to you for allowing her to partake, and help you guys. Also, the fact that she gets to stay with you guys, so at least there's some sort of what she's used to, a small community.
Sure.
And in that regard, she really is willing to do just about anything, provided she gets time to rest.
One more competent person who's balancing out people like Frankie who really aren't.
Right.
No, she would definitely, if there was just idle time, she is always trying to help out in some way, even if she's just reaching to the top shelf or trying to help something on the masts or whatever. Or rigging, I guess. It's rigging, not masts, right?
Sure.
Are there like wings? Are there like little wings off the side of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So if there's any adjustments or whatever, she helps
Yeah.
with that.
Also, airbag maintenance.
Oh, big
Or
time.
gas bag maintenance, or
Big
whatever
time.
we call
Big
it.
time.
The gas bag.
Yeah.
But Hedrick's
Talking about Frankie?
He is very high maintenance.
And what a gas.
There's all kinds of gases and fumes coming from the area of Frankie Wild.
Oh my. Oh my.
So the travel back to
Yeah. Anyone else? I guess was there anyone else doing
Yeah.
anything?
I'm just, recording my adventures with my crew.
Recording them?
Well, writing them down.
It's crazy. That's what we're doing right now too.
Well, yeah. Record as in record in that
No, I know. I just
fantasy world
Of course.
of recording.
Just
Are
joking around.
you dropping more bottles? Like, do you drop
right.
bottles out of the ship?
Oh, that yeah.
little
That's what I'm
parachute.
doing.
Oh my god. Little
With
notes in a bottle.
Yeah, with little cloth parachutes as they just kind of float down from the. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Stories in a bottle. Dropping them over the masses.
Story in a bottle.
Pregnart and Peridot.
Sorry.
Pregnart and Peridot are sharpening their blades, and Pregnart's working on a top secret new recipe.
Top secret.
That's right.
Is it spicy?
Well, if I told you that, it wouldn't be very top secret, would it?
Do you even send
you can
Dedu out
describe it.
for anything on this one, or is it secret even from him?
Wait, what?
From Dedu, Pregnart's recipe.
The ingredients.
Because he usually fetches you ingredients one at a time.
Here's the thing. You probably remember the ingredients, and then you just forget because you're a for old man, anyways.
Right. So I have no. Dedu would not have any idea what he's concocting in there.
No, there weren't any out of the ordinary ingredient requests.
All right.
I love it.
Certainly, the entire ship is abuzz with curiosity,
Yes.
wondering what these smells and strange,
Sounds even. Yeah, right. Yeah. I was going to say sounds for sure.
There is. You smell some cumin. You
Ooh.
smell some celery.
Ooh.
And,
I mean, I don't, but
You smell leeks.
interesting.
That's what I got for you.
Muguggle leaks,
Well, Tabby's on the airship, actually. He's probably hiding in a corner somewhere, just like,
pushing a broom, same corner.
probably. But just observing. Maybe potentially, given, just hanging out with Zero, just watching him teach Jed Dim some things.
Yeah. If Tabi were interested in learning, he could definitely be of service on the deck.
He looks engaged, but he's very reserved still.
Okay, that's fine. Zero is paying as much attention to Tabi as he is to Jed Dim. Obviously, he's teaching Jed Dim more and more about piloting airships because
Right.
he's the first student. He's trying to get him spun up on being able to teach other students. He's just sort of the first that he's been teaching. But he's also definitely keeping an eye on him because, well, he died and then he wasn't.
Died.
Is he aware of that? Is Zero aware of this?
More importantly, is Jed aware of this?
Well, did we as a party see this happen to Jed Dim with the slag?
No.
Yeah, well...
Dedu saw it.
Dedu saw it.
And Toast saw it.
Yeah,
Okay. Did Dedu...
And Pregnard caused it.
Okay,
Right.
then. I want to retract a little bit. Did Dedu tell anybody?
No. Nobody.
Okay.
Nobody talks to
Okay,
Dedu,
good.
really.
Then Zero couldn't know this. I apologize. I forgot
Did
what
Dedu-
I do and don't know there.
Did Dedu tell Pregnart?
Pregnart was there. They didn't just talk about it after the fact. They witnessed it, right?
But did Pregnart see it? I don't remember.
No, Pregnard pushed the button that made it happen.
Right.
And Ari was also with you guys,
Yeah.
although she didn't know anything as far as who was who and who did what. and
She barely
why.
knew Jed Dim
Right.
before he was dead.
But no, she recognizes life and death, I think. Covered in lava and then back again just fine, is
uncharacteristic.
yeah, uncanny.
Yeah. Of what a normal person would do, right? The whole dying and reincarnating. So yeah, I'm sure Ari may have shared that with you because you are one of the heroes.
Yeah. And Zero, when he hears it, he's at least appears pensive for a moment. Then he sighs in a very kind of way, You can almost hear the disappointment in the servos there for a second.
He's disappointed that Jed Dim has died and come back to life.
But then more worried, but then
okay.
straightens up. Welcome to the cutting edge of saving the world. Strange things happen here. You'll get used to it.
And now is Jed still like showing that he can be a good pilot? Like is he still doing a good job, or because he
Jed-
seemed like he was a good worker before, and now
He's the best.
Yeah, he is highly competent. He never really puts himself out as the best, but he is excellent at what he does.
does he also have the leather jacket and the aviators?
Oh yes.
Okay, so
I was
you both
kinda-
Those
wear
are
that.
part of the uniform.
I was kind of hoping, and now this is me just injecting something completely random here, but that he was wearing like a helmet at all times, but like a helmet that was so like obscurative that like you could never hear the words he's saying. He just always nods along. Or is that too much of a
I
parallel?
feel like we're
Kinda
getting
too on
too
the
much to
nose.
Kenny, and I feel like we owe this NPC a little more than being a little faceless and voiceless.
You're right.
Right.
Like if we're gonna keep killing him, he'd better live a little in between.
I like it.
But yes, the aviators, the leather jacket with the wool at the neck.
Nice.
Oh, they look the part. And so Zero is dividing his attention between solely teaching Jed Dim and catching up with Tabi because, well, a lot's gone on with Tabi in the meantime. And honestly, when you're Warforged and you move at the speed of machine, a lots more has gone on for you than for most people.
Right. I mean, Tommy just, if anything, if you're catching up with him, he'll start explaining to you like all the planes of existence that he and 31 Squared traveled to prior to finally making it back here. And he's just keeps saying how happy he is to like finally be back with his friends.
I think Ari would be very interested in that. Hedrick is still just about on the deck looking at the clouds, playing his lute.
Right.
Cool. Yeah. So that's what's happening on the airship.
Yep. And so that encompasses about the next 8 hours of travel, a good long rest for those who need a long rest. Take a long rest. There we go.
Long
It
rest,
looks like most of you have already done at least something.
Man, Felix is so rested from all that downtime.
Looks good on him.
Was it downtime? Were you just vacationing out on that?
No.
No, but the hottest
indestructible
vacation,
whatever?
the hottest vacation spot in the land is Downtime Abbey.
Oh my god.
Weird.
Downtime Abbey. Love it.
So, the airship arrives back at Ardwall to I don't want to say a hero's welcome, but a little more than just a, wave high and a firm handshake when you come back. There's a little bit of enthusiasm.
also
you
probably
guys are
there's
mostly
also-
heroes.
Right. There's also probably security around, like, where the airship is being docked.
Yeah. That's the other part is it's becoming a very serious time.
Right.
Right.
How's the Armada coming?
The Armada is coming. You can see a vast field on your way in of airships being constructed.
Sweet.
Right. But I mean, it's like it's only been like a short time. You know what I mean? Since you guys left, like you managed
Right.
to handle that in a few days.
Yeah. Like, one thing you do notice amongst the growing hulls is that a lot of work is being done by, successors to the Project Zero. Something in between Project Zero and Project 11. More of a, utility Project 0.5.
Ooh.
Okay.
Based on Zero's initial experiments.
Oh, that's who are building most of it?
They're being used for a lot of things, like any heavy labor, like carrying large pieces or moving them into place.
Or
Do
even
we
like
have a
being done
droid
by-
army?
almost like
Quite.
like those like Boston Dynamics type,
Yeah.
like helper bot things.
Yes,
yeah.
that's pretty much exactly
Yeah.
it. Is they don't have much personality beyond a highly diligent working dog.
Right. Can they hold a crossbow?
No,
That would be
that is a different project that's doing that.
Cool.
The Omega Project loves specialization. They're
and arbitrary numbers for their projects.
yes. The numbers are all over the place, based entirely upon the whims of the team that has taken it on. Because all the different teams have very different personalities.
Yeah, as we learned from the jerks of Lab 25.
Yes. Yeah, it's the project itself gets really clannish into specific project teams that wind up sticking together for a little too long and almost becoming like little clans in themselves. Mm-hmm. And some of these have been going on for generations, and they're just sort of pursuing this intersection of magic and science at their whim.
Cool.
Now, I do have kind of an aside question. Did we... the chief executive, what did he sound like?
JFK.
Yes, he would. I think I can do that.
Perfect. I figured that would be a good something we had some good crossover on. You probably have it way better than I do too.
I might just be at the edge of Diamond Joe Quimby. The Diamond Edge, as it were.
Oh, here we go. And I did write to the fellas to make it back whenever whenever's clever.
Yeah.
Like I miss my peoples.
Yes. So I imagine upon returning to Ardwall and getting through security, nobody's really officially there to greet you. You're sort of left to your own devices in the base.
Could I be there to greet them?
You absolutely could be there. I just didn't want to speak for you. I could just speak for
Oh, no, that's fine. I wasn't sure if you had other plans for Felix. Yeah,
No.
Felix is definitely, he's just standing there with his hands kind of like very relaxed, like folded behind his back, just like anxiously and happily awaiting your return.
Jarrell is on the deck waiting for us to be docked, and I give a short wave to Felix.
Definitely give you guys the one-armed wave, just... In fact, he's actually pretty excited. He's doing both arms.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Jumping around and stuff. Like, it's rare that Felix is very happy and excited. I feel like he's always got a bit of a chip on his shoulder, but he's excited. Very happy to see you.
Is Tessa there to meet with us? Or is she leaving it?
No, she is conspicuously absent. Or
Okay.
maybe inconspicuously absent. I don't know if you're looking for her or not.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Or
we
who
were
would be
making a
looking
point
for
to
her.
somebody.
Right. The summit is probably still happening. Like, they're probably, all the leaders and people are off doing their own things, I'm sure.
Yeah, summits are these big, long things, especially in a pre-fast communication world. People save it all up for years and then get all this shit out at meetings. So there is a lot of sidebars and diplomacy between individual nations going on here because it's convenient and because people don't really see each other that often. The world is still pretty big until these airships get going, and then it's going to get a whole lot smaller in a damn hurry.
Right. So we dock.
So we're docked, and Felix is there.
Hey, guys.
Jarrell's definitely on the deck to greet Felix.
Let's come down. Like, let's not hang out on the ship. Like, there's so many other cool places to hang out here. We're on we're on essentially an island.
The board was just placed down, Felix. Do
In
you
the
expect me to
ocean.
jump?
Well, because you just keep waving to me from up there. So why don't you just come down? Let's
am.
hang out. Okay.
So impatient.
Keeps waving to me from on top of the ship. Well, I feel like we've kind of established multiple times that, okay, we're pulling up. Okay, we're
Right.
still pulling up. Like, just get off the fucking ship.
Jarrell is off the ship.
Parking an airship is a little more work than you seem to think it is.
I guess I'm not really thinking about the effort that is being expended to park
That's
the
like
thing.
that's like the friend that's picking you up at the airport and like you've just landed and they're like, "Where are you?
You're
Why
late."
are you not here?
Yeah.
I have to get off the plane, dude."
Yeah, like there's
just-
stuff going on.
yeah.
There's mooring happening.
Exactly.
The plank just doesn't instantly plunk down like poof onto the ground.
Yeah, I'm actually genuinely curious what it look. Is Zero letting Jed park it, or is Zero still parking
Zero
it?
is letting Jed park it, and he is overseeing. And Jed, because he's competent and doesn't risk the lives of civilians in the way that
But wait,
Zero
I thought
kind
Zero
of
was the
does.
world's best airship pilot.
Yes, but he's under the effects of the mug of the boss.
No, I know. I'm just. I'm being.
Yeah.
incredulous
Yeah.
or indignant.
There's a
or-
strange reality
One of
distortion.
those.
There's a problem when you become a hero of a certain stature, is that reality sort of warps around you a little bit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Here at the cutting edge of saving the world, weird shit happens, and because of Zero's celebrity, people are strangely willing to ignore the fact that he's running over civilians.
Wow.
Because big damn heroes can kind of do that, and
Really?
the nations of the world have accepted a certain degree of collateral damage along with you, because you've proven yourselves to be, while unorthodox in ways that people couldn't even begin to describe.
Is this
Highly
beginning the definition of corruption?
No, this is people are willing to turn the other cheek because you're getting shit done in a time when they really need people who are able to get shit done and are crazy enough to go up against the bullshit that you are about to walk into in the coming year.
So corruption. Got it.
No.
No,
Running innocent people over with an airship.
And
not
getting away with it.
It's all right.
not on purpose. Accidents happen.
We've done way worse.
They weren't doing
We've done way
anything.
worse.
Excuse me. This airship is like the first of its kind.
Yeah, like you say corruption, but I think we just say cost of doing business.
Okay,
I mean,
sure.
that's also
Sure.
honestly though, it is a horrible way to look at it. But
I mean, even Quinn is a little confused by this. But
yeah,
all right,
I'm with
cool.
Quinn. Yeah, but
All
this
right.
this does tend to keep happening, right?
I'm like,
Where it's like whenever it's getting parked, like people are getting run over.
Zero is, however, unaware that this is happening.
Right.
Because he could not process this sort of thing even if he wanted to. He's just
Sure.
not built for it. So he doesn't see his own celebrity. He's just kind of in Zero's tunnel vision-y world.
Sweet.
Yeah. But enough about my character. Now he's back at Ardwall, and we can just kind of shift him off into a corner to go do science-y things for a while.
Yeah.
And I don't have to talk about him because I'm already busy being the world, and I don't need to hog up that extra space with Zero.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
go sit in your lab, dude.
Get out of here.
All right.
So, Felix, what have you been up to now that we've actually docked?
So I kind of secluded myself for a little bit on one of the smaller, like little proxy islands off the coast here, at one of the pop-up labs that the project has set up, and was looking into that eye. Remember that gem that we determined to be, some sort of connection to dark things.
Yes,
you
of
didn't.
course.
You didn't show us that gem.
No.
What gem?
So okay, I'm gonna just slowly catch him up on some things as
Yeah.
we walk and talk our way down to the private cabanas.
Yeah. It's well, how much do you want to catch him up on, and do you want that knowledge to be
I'm
public to
not-
the rest of the table?
I am going to tell Jarrell
Okay.
for now. Because this is the type of thing that if he chooses to share it with everybody else, that's fine. But I want it to filter through Jarrell first.
Okay.
I guess is my roundabout way of saying that. Because of the fact that I don't want to be cagey with him. Like at this point we've faced enough terrible things together that it's like if I don't let these guys in to what's like happening in my world, like we're gonna be fucked later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like no. Like there's no subterfuge at this point between friends. Just selective information. So I will tell you that this artifact that came into my possession after the gems all fused together.
Right. You put
is-
all the scrying orbs
Yes.
together in the real world, not in
Yes.
the bag, and they fused into a ball.
It is connected to Vecna, the god of death and awful things that is currently fucking with lots of stuff. The one who stole Tarantis,
Right.
right, all bad things.
Should we be holding that ourselves? Should we
So-
share this with anyone?
Oh my God! Why would you do that?
You
we can-
have.
we can trust each
what,
other.
What did you call it again? What was its name?
So, if the research that I've done is correct,
I'm just asking what its name was. If you could rename it for me
It's
right now.
the third eye of Vecna.
And you now where is it currently?
It's in a secure lab.
What do you do with
Offshore.
eyes?
Well, it's don't worry. It is inside of a bag of holding in an extra dimensional space, so that there is no identifiable location
Well, I should
information.
hope it just stays there.
Because
Jarrell is
because
uncomfortable
Vecna
because-
would clearly be baffled by a simple bag of holding.
Right. But the power of
I have
that-
let a few select project members know who are working at this lab to treat it with the utmost care and precaution, but I figured it's better to be offshore on an island somewhere than in my fucking pocket.
I'm glad it's not in your pocket, yes.
Yes, I don't want to be carrying that around with me right now.
How big is it?
Like, I don't know, like
Curious.
like a big eye, like an ogre's eye.
No, good. Okay.
Like the actual size of a human eyeball, which is
Like a
bigger
baseball.
than people see.
Right? Yeah.
I forget how big it actually is. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Human eye is about golf ball, maybe a little.
Yeah. You know, between golf
Yeah.
ball and baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that.
All right, so it's on this
Tennis
off
ball?
island.
Sure. But yeah, it's offshore.
You just intend to keep it there then?
I continued to keep research. I plan to continue researching it.
What have you found out so far?
We can talk later about that.
I mean, we're gonna have to. Do you research it in the dimensional space? I mean, how do you run a test in a place that doesn't exist, right?
Look, I can. I can.
I thought you were just disclosing this only to Jarrell.
At this point, I'm sure people have been listening in.
Okay.
Everybody's walked off the ship. I mean, Hedrick was about to burst into song, and still he started hearing about this here orb.
Yeah, Felix is not really good at talking quietly when he's talking to his friends, anyways. So, yeah, it's fine. Everyone else hears it. Like I said, there's no need to be secretive among my friends. I just, would prefer to filter
Right.
or control the
You
information
started
getting
telling-
out
yeah,
of the group.
You started telling Jarrell, and then everybody else kind of walked up.
You know what I mean? Like, want to just be sure that, like, because this is potentially very dangerous, and myself and a very select few trustworthy scientists from the project are looking into this. I do not want to put any other people in danger. And it is very dark, and I'm still trying to discern its true properties. I know for a fact, though, that if anyone gets too close, it might fuse to their face. And we're trying to avoid that.
Specifically? Okay.
Yes. So it is in a controlled and contained environment as we study it.
How did you find out it would fuse to people's faces?
Well, it didn't, and that's the important thing.
He can't tell you any more than that.
Great.
It's under control, Drell. I don't think I just need you to understand this thing. Like, look, it's not like I just have been keeping this all to myself. Like, we were all carrying these things around for months, and then this happened. Okay, so like I'm saying like I'm handling the situation, and I'm letting you in as someone I trust. You see where
Because
we're
you're
seeing-
all complicit.
Right, you see where I'm going with this? Like we're good, man. So Quinn, actually, if you would just maybe omit this particular, detail from your stories, just for a little bit, I'd really appreciate it. It's for public safety.
You can't stare over radio.
I'm just trying to think of what my response to that is.
Right.
I'm
Besides,
sorry, glare over radio.
Right. I was gonna say besides glare at me IRL.
You can trust discretion from me.
I actually don't doubt that. All right.
I'm actually more offended that you didn't trust discretion.
I just know that you look, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like sometimes, like you just kind of get on a roll, and then your ego gets away from you. That's all. That's all. I say that as a friend.
Ouch, Felix.
I say that as a friend,
And not
Not-
totally someone who just had it happen to him.
and not that what that disembodied voice just said.
Felix, have you read any of his little papers?
I have, yeah.
Aren't they amazing?
So you're aware of how false they all are, yes.
False?
Yes, of course. I've read half of
There are
those. I know.
certainly some liberties taken with the truth there, buddy. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
You were the one who slayed the dragon. You did not.
I helped.
You said you slayed every dragon.
Every author
the first
You
has
said-
wormling
his-
you came in contact
Right,
with.
you said you leapt 30 feet into the air and plunged your dagger in its eye. I don't even think that dagger has ever seen a drop of blood on it, Quinn.
Every author has his perspective.
Huh?
Hedrick is. Just
Are they not
shaking.
selling?
You're getting
Are
all
we not
of the money.
more famous because of my books?
I mean, listen, I'm not saying that like you giving us renown and fame isn't necessarily a bad thing, and I think that maybe painting some of our other deeds in a more positive light has definitely gone a long ways for our reputation.
Thank you.
So, definitely gonna credit for that. But you know, like, you could give credit to like some other people in this group.
Every dragon, Quinn. They think you did every single one of them.
I have people shouting at me, I have a plan in a comic way. I
Every,
had good plans.
sure. And every story needs a hero. Why would I not choose myself as the hero?
Because everyone deserves to be the hero sometimes, Quinn, not just you.
Y'all help me in some way. I just said y'all. You all help me in some way.
Yes, sometimes you were helping us and someone else was being heroic, not you. Like Jarrell here, who has stabbed so many things and solved, strangely, so many problems by doing that.
Jarell has stabbed things in my stories.
Uh-huh.
All the little stuff.
And
Skeletons
you know what's being
and
stabbed
goblins.
right now? My heart.
Oh my, get over yourself. I love you.
Is Dill Bertram standing by?
Bill Bertram is always just at the very edges of the scene, right near the side curtains.
So as Jarrell walks away from Quinn, he looks and notices Dill Bertram and a smile as he continues down.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. I think, doesn't Quinn still think that he's just pretty much a stenographer?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Quinn also believes that Dill Bertram like follows suit with Quinn's perspective.
Well, yeah, but you also had that horrible dream.
Which was a dream.
Right. Mm-hmm. Jarrell's still paranoid of doppelgangers. I know that. Speaking of, are there any doppelgangers?
Are you using something to divine the presence of doppelgangers?
Do I have anything? Divine Sense wouldn't tell me if there were doppelgangers nearby.
I don't know.
I would there's evil
Strange
yeah.
fella in
More
the
likely than-
airship stockroom.
More likely than not, it'd be a perception check.
Yeah, I was using divine as a verb, not the noun. Yeah. Or the adjective, rather.
Yeah, it'd probably just be a perception check for doppelgangers.
Can you do a perception check for doppelgangers? This
don't
isn't
know.
like
I don't know, Dave. Can he?
Would it be
I feel
then-
like it defeats the purpose of doppelgangers.
Well,
if you just pick 'em up with a perception check.
wouldn't it be a challenge against a deception check though? So whether he could perceive whether he's being deceived.
Oh my god.
I would take that at a
Right?
pretty ridiculous modifier. Otherwise, what's the fucking point of doppelgangers?
Right.
Well, they're bad doppelgangers.
So you're
guess they're
you're
bad
telling me there's no doppelgangers.
Well,
That's what I need to do is just write like
You've-
half CR versions of things with bad in front of it.
you've never had somebody point out like, oh, this person looks like so and so, and you're like, not at all, not at all. It's happened. You know it.
I has. Yeah. I've definitely.
A doppelganger with a low
Not at
wisdom
all.
score, so
Looks
he's just
nothing
not
like
very
that person.
precise at his copies.
Oh god. So I think that answers your question.
You want to make a perception check, you better swing for the damn fences.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, he's gonna.
So if I get a nat 20, I'm gonna a 17. That's better or whatever.
That one guard's face looks a little doughy to you.
Oh god.
Who does he
But
remind
he also
me of?
might just be fat.
Ouch.
Oh, okay.
You have no idea. if he's a fake guard or not.
So after I see Dilbertram, I see this fake guard. He might be a doppelganger. All right.
Might be doppelganger. He might just be having an allergic reaction.
A doppelganger to a guard? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna leave it at.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think, how many guards do we really have on
Honestly,
the ship?
actually, if I were to really think about it, I think that Jarrell would be really fucked up the next time he encounters twins.
Yes, and I know exactly how I'm gonna do this.
Oh, great.
Hey, you get adoring followers too.
Oh my god.
And what better to do than ruin twins for you?
Right.
Or you ruin twins.
Whoa, no, why do you do fucking bards, man? Fucking bards.
Giggity, giggity.
No one else was going there but you.
No, I mean, that's what I bring to the table.
Yikes. Oh my god. Disgusting. You disgust me.
You're welcome.
All right. So at this point, like I said, I can recap stuff for Jarrell and the group, and try to figure out, I guess, like what's get a pulse on like the goings on around here at this point now. Like it's time to make a plan, and I need to figure out like if there's ways to
Have we developed a timetable yet?
It's
months from now.
Yeah,
still.
there's still some things to happen before this gets done.
Right. But like, how are things going up to the northwest, where
to the northwest,
Scrag had been destroyed and everything, and then
Scrag has been destroyed, and while the forces of whatever is going on up there, which flavor of darkness, you're not sure, but it's some flavor of darkness. One of the competitors for asshole who fucks up the world is fucking things up and has gotten past Scrag and is sort of pushing their way down the coast. There's a peninsula just to the south of that, and it doesn't appear to be spoken for on the map, so I get to invent a land.
Well, there's also the battles going on at the last one.
Right. So,
but hopefully Project 11 will help that.
Yeah. Well, the ways that those were described too, it's like they're holding, but like, just kind of based on the frequency and intensity of the attacks, like everyone's sort of under the impression that something is building again.
Right.
So this area, which is about equal distance between the lands of the Troll King, the Uplands, and the Kingdom of the Sea Lords, this peninsula I'm going to call the Tri-Nation Peninsula. And it's sort of a unincorporated-ish area in between the three that has people from all three who have kind of drifted out, but they really haven't gone to the trouble of establishing borders out here. It's a pretty kind of a frontier sort of place.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, the people out here live pretty lean. And if they're not living lean, they have gone out of their way to not be disturbed.
What's it called again?
The Tri-Nation Peninsula.
Is there any sort of like government or kingdom, fiefdom, any sort of?
There's not really much government past the town level.
Yeah. No one's coming out this far to collect taxes.
Right.
Yeah. Like, it's not even worth it to come this far to take 10% of some farmer's turnips, because you aren't even going to be able to eat them before you get back.
So they don't follow the rule of any particular area around them. They just do their own thing.
They also don't really... They kind of have the protection of all three of these areas, but they don't really have the protection of any of these areas.
Attention is a bit divided right now to larger problems.
Yeah. And now, with Scrag having more or less fallen, the kind of governments out towards the uplands and Eamonvale and to the Kingdom of the Sea Lords are starting to sort of tighten it up a little bit.
Right. I mean, like, you have like orcs and trolls and like hobgoblins, stuff like monstrous races like fighting alongside humans right now.
Yeah.
At these like battlefronts. So times are truly different indeed right now.
So the uplands, there's sort of a river out to the west. We're just going to call it the Great Northern River.
Sure, because it's a great river.
Yeah, and it's
In the
right
north.
it's right at the north end of Blood Bay there, and it sort of is the unofficial border between the uplands proper and that Tri-Nation Peninsula there.
Sure.
And then the Kingdom of the Sea Lords is also pretty well defined. It's what islands are they going to protect versus what islands are they not going to prioritize.
Right.
And it's mostly going to be their main island right now because things are getting really tight in the world. And so it sort of leaves the forces of whatever particular darkness that we haven't really defined who this is yet, whether it's whatever evil was lurking before or if it's the forces of Vecna. It's unclear because there aren't a ton of reports coming from the area.
Right, exactly. But there's at least enough information that there's some shit going on.
Yeah, well, rather there's a lack of information that indicates very loudly that something is going on.
Makes sense. So we should probably check that out then.
So it's starting to bear down towards the Tri-Nation Peninsula.
Okay. So I guess I'm sorry.
I know that Bosch has been talking to Jarrell for a long time about this because that's his people's land that we're taking over.
Sure.
So I guess Felix or Jarrell would send Sven to gather all of you. So he would go in and knock on each of
you mean manservant?
No, not manservant. Hans.
Hans
would go. Hans would go. So Hans knocks on all your doors and says, Jarrell would like to meet with you. And then he'd just run to the next door and knock on it. Jarrell would like to meet with you.
Send your people for us.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And where did this information come from, Dave?
This sort of this is sort of the general hubbub as you get back.
I understand. Okay,
where
so-
Felix would know this because he's here.
Yeah, I'm just making sure. Like, I wasn't sure if there was like a specific source or just kind of like the general discussions. It's like part of like these like big meetings that are happening.
Yeah, this isn't just the big meetings, but the people are worried because people who knew folks up there
Haven't heard back
have
from
not
them.
heard anything.
Not getting any letters.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I mean, for the Troll King to even be here is a huge sign.
Right. That like shit's
Yeah, the Troll King is essentially here in exile at this point.
Right.
Like he doesn't have a kingdom to really go back to.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he has warriors to lead, but there's that's
Yeah.
General Stonehoof's up there, so
Yeah.
we're all good.
Still fighting, probably, yeah.
Right.
Still fighting, but the few pockets of civilians, and civilians was always in air quotes in the land of the Troll King to begin with.
Sure.
But there are the too old, the too young, and the caregivers who can't really fight at any given time.
Sure.
And they have mostly been in sort of a caravan exodus heading south through that Tri-Peninsula area to get. In the future, they might get airlifted, but right now, sort of boat evacuated, almost like Dunkirk at the south end of
Sure.
the Tri-Nation Peninsula there.
So yeah, I guess like once we all get together, if we're having sort of our little meeting, right?
Right.
I think we
Jarrell's
probably
sitting
just discuss this. Yeah.
probably at the ship's table. I imagine we'd be back on the ship because like we can go and have rooms. This is like our thing too.
Well, do we have like our private cabanas here?
Oh yeah,
on
cabanas.
the beach.
So
We'll meet at yours.
yeah.
Right.
So you all enter, and Jarrell and Basha are sitting at the table. And Jarrell will just say to all of you, I do believe that things are getting much, much worse in the Northwest, especially from the news I'm hearing.
Yeah, we've heard some people whispering stuff, and there's definitely some passing conversations. It's sort of been the talk for the last couple of days.
If we don't control that, the entire West Coast is in jeopardy.
Yeah, it seems like everyone else's attention is divided elsewhere, and we are, I guess, the heroes of Tal'Doria. So why not? This is a challenge we can probably take on. I mean,
An
who else
entire
is gonna
army of the
step up to it?
undead, bring it.
Okay, I mean, let's not fight an entire army, Jarrell. Like, let's be smart about this. But
We've done it before.
I think it's worth looking into. We do have an airship.
Yes.
I think it's pretty simple.
Uh-oh.
Thwarting evil is our business. And Felix got that radiant sickness.
Oh man.
Jobrow hates undead, so witness. Joy from your boy to the world like Christmas. We're hot. Formerly Hoke off. We're checking that naughty list like Santa Claus.
Dude, it's like well after Christmas.
He's had it saved up for a
I
while.
love it. I love it because you couldn't sing it at the time. I love it.
I mean, like I said, this is all like months old.
Well done.
How do you like this material, fellas?
Paradil, do you agree?
I love it.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Are you ready to get into some unknown horrors?
Well, I think we've got to get to the bottom of this. And, I love leading the pack. Spearheading any mission where I can get my knife wet.
General Paradiddle Lincoln Woods.
I don't know. The way you just said that kind of made me feel a little uncomfortable.
I got a little. Never mind.
Feeling a little bloodlusty.
My quiver quivered.
Whoa, easy there.
Wow. Okay, well, I guess
All
we're
right,
in.
so
Let's
is
go.
that-
Aren't you glad you're back, Felix?
So the general consensus of the party is to head in this direction.
Yeah.
What would your timetable for leaving be?
I mean, okay, first of all, what day of the week is it?
We should tell people that we're leaving.
I will determine what day of the week it is.
By rolling a d7?
A D8. And I'm going to play nice and wait Thursday as 2 results. Yeah. 1 and 2 for Thursday and anything else beyond that.
Is not a Thursday.
Yes. And that's a 8. So it is
Must be Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Ugh.
No, you're right.
It'd be Wednesday.
It's going to be a Wednesday, yes. One before. So you have today is a Wednesday.
Oh,
Okay.
today's a Wednesday.
Yeah,
Yes.
today's a Wednesday.
We could
Spend the night.
Right.
Have some-
relax. We did just come back from an adventure.
Cabana and hot
Right.
tub sounds good.
Right.
Brunch in the morning.
Little more downtime. Like the thing is, like Felix has been ready to go. Because he's just been cooped up in a lab. But
But brunch sounds great.
I think he understands that you all just came back from some harrowing adventure
On a Wednesday.
on a Wednesday.
I mean, how perfect could we have possibly made that?
I know, right? It's as if a random piece of plastic decided our fate there, or just Dave being
That
nice
would
and rolling
never
the,
happen.
and rolling the dice to see what sound they make.
No, it really did come up as an 8.
It's fantastic. So, sure. Let's take the night. Maybe I'll draft up some plans, and then we can discuss them over brunch tomorrow.
Yeah. Does anyone intend to notify the project or the Sea Lords that you will be taking this airship back out into the field?
Yes.
Oh, right, because it's still our airship.
Yeah, but I feel like at the very least, the generals of these armies might want to know if a third party,
You're
fourth, fifth,
right.
sixth party is
I'll
going to
leave
come.
it up to Jarrell and his people
Yeah.
to do the lawful thing and inform the right people.
So, yeah, Jarrell is definitely going to check in with Zero in the project and not only make sure that the ship is fully stocked, because I think that they'd be
Yeah.
totally on board with us going and doing this part.
They probably already started restocking it the moment we landed.
No, yeah, but I also want to make sure that the drop ship or assault vehicle or whatever.
Oh my God, the thing that Zero was building?
is running.
Another die roll. Let's see.
It is 1 week away from being functional.
Oh, damn. Okay.
I rolled a 4, so
Yeah,
Yeah, fair.
not yet.
because that thing could really come in handy soon.
Soon.
Mhm.
Trademark.
Yes. It could be functional in 2 weeks if you bring it with you on the airship. Like, it will
Yeah.
take twice as long to finish, but the last finishing touches can be completed in the launch bay.
I think that'd be a good idea. Bring it with us.
In its unfinished state.
Yes.
Yeah.
Zero feels comfortable enough with Jed Dim's progress that he is going to allow him to have the helm, and he is going to be working on the assault vehicle.
Yeah,
in
for
the bay.
cruising routes only.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hedrick's actually interested in going back into town and having a party if there's any sort of provisions that need to be stocked in, any sort of stuff besides basic adventuring gear.
You're
that
gonna
you're interested
You said
in.
have a party.
Well, I mean, I could, whatever. If there's an intern or two that can come with me and help me carry some stuff back.
Oh,
you
sure.
know.
Yeah.
But I figured, hey, I'll go into town. I'm probably gonna play a little bit and then I'll grab stuff and head back.
This is like 80% taco supplies.
Only the essentials.
I feel like if Paradil's going to be doing his provisions shopping, that now would be the time for him to stock up as well.
I don't think I need anything.
Or if Pregnart needs anything, rather.
Any special orders?
Yeah.
Is Quinn getting another fucking hat?
Whatever he needs to
God,
cook
give
his
me
recipes
idea.
for the few weeks that you will likely be gone on this next campaign.
What color was my other one? Purple? Red?
Ragnar does need some torches.
All right. So
That would come in handy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, with those of you who don't have dark vision.
yeah. So Jarrell, you mentioned that you were going to be visiting with Zero at some point.
Yes, just to make sure that we're all set and good to leave.
Okay, so when you do get to Zero's laboratory here, he's finishing up a few extra diagrams and schematics, getting his packet of blueprints ready to sort of finish constructing the landing vehicle.
Okay.
While he is doing that, the chief executive enters Zero's bay. Gentlemen, it is very good to see you on this most auspicious of days before you take the field in glorious combat. For the benefit of all the nations of the world. And you do this not because it is easy, but because it is hard.
Did he say it's odd? I mean,
I think he said
it's
it
a
was
little weird.
I think he said it was hard.
I will admit that it is also odd the things that you do.
He's also not wrong about that. He's really not.
But it has come to my attention that both Zero and Felix Fizzlebottom, if he comes on this adventure, could be of assistance to the Omega Project in this most dire time of need.
Oh my god.
Certainly.
Of course, yes. I mean, as you know, Chief Executive, I'm sure I'll have a plan.
At the beginning of this summer, the reclusive Dr. Heinz came out of hiding.
Dr. Heinz?
Yes. So I'd like you to
Who's you?
Felix?
yes, Felix, I'm sorry. To make a check. We're going to call it a history check with advantage to see if you know who Dr. Heinz is.
Oh, with advantage, thank
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is Omega Project stuff.
Yeah, that's an 8.
It's an 8.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
His reputation precedes him, but you can't for the life of you tell what the hell he did. His name was pretty big, but it was before your time. Zero interjects. Felix, Dr. Heinz was our professor.
Oh wow, it's been a while.
It's been a very long time. He's been on sabbatical for 10 years.
I'm at this point I'm trying to pay along because unfortunately that was a class I did not pay attention much in.
Yeah.
So, I didn't have the same impact on me as it may have other students.
Yeah. But he was pretty wonky even back then. Trying to think. Zero wouldn't really mention anything about that because Zero's already too weird to notice how weird Dr. Heinz is. But Zero mentions that he's been on sabbatical for 10 years, but he was a legendary researcher, especially into creating gigantic contraptions.
Okay.
He did absolutely legendary work. And then about 10 years ago, he slipped off the grid. He went on sabbatical. Nobody has seen or heard from him since.
Seems like this is like how Omega Project scientists retire. They
Right.
just like fucking right because
They don't so much retire as they become mad scientists.
right. That's what ended up happening to
Several.
the
Dedu is one of them.
the late
Yeah.
Igor.
Yeah.
who then was impersonated by somebody else. But yeah, like he went off and just fucking
Yeah.
retired and did a whole thing.
It's the terrible end result of the specialization that the Omega Project does is that individual scientists occasionally will sort of outgrow or break away from whatever groups they were in and just do increasingly odd and strange work and sort of devolve into these mad scientists.
Off the grid.
Yeah, it doesn't happen all the time, but there's at least a good one in every other county or so.
Nice. Okay.
But Dr. Heinz, at the beginning of this summer, so roughly about 100 days ago or so, came to the fore. Not so much to the fore, but he's revealed himself through doing things again, or at least doing things that are visible in his tower in the middle of that Tri-Nation Peninsula.
Okay.
And I would appreciate if you could retrieve the Dr. Heinz, as it is time to extract him from such a calamitous area. It's Thursday morning, and I am already drunk. Ich bin ein Trinker.
Wow.
They
Wow.
speak German. Great.
Being the chief executive has its privileges, and some of that means a great deal of Irish cream in my coffee.
It's good to be chief executive.
It really is.
It's good to be chief executive.
All right. So our mission is specifically to go into that area and retrieve that
And
one
re-
person
and-
first, at least.
and retrieve,
Yes.
and retrieve Dr. Heinz, like
Dr. Heinz.
H-E-I-N-T-Z.
H-E-I-N-Z.
Oh, okay.
Like the ketchup.
Sorry, the way you were saying
Kind of.
Heinz, I thought it was H-E-I-N-T-Z.
No, he just kind of said it like that.
Heinz.
Heinz.
Heinz or Hunt? Heinz?
Heinz.
Or Hunt?
Like
Oh.
Ketchup or ketchup?
Ketchup or ketchup?
Okay, thank you.
So you said he's working in his tower, and that's what we've seen so far?
Yes, we've known about the tower for some years, but we did not know it was Dr. Heinz working in there, as he usually develops gigantic contraptions. And up until the beginning of this summer, there were no giant contraptions.
Sound logic, I suppose.
That makes complete sense to me.
But now there were giant contraptions, and then there weren't, or something. We can't really tell.
all right,
Mostly
consider.
because I wasn't paying attention.
Great.
I'll probably be able to get the rest of my information from Felix, since you know the guy, right?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, vaguely. But
Now,
yes.
if you all excuse me, I have second brunch to get to. Good day, gentlemen.
Good day, Chief Executive.
A good day to you.
Bye-bye.
A good day. Second
As
time.
he turns, a small device on his hip plays a little fanfare as he walks off. It's almost, but not entirely, unlike "Hail to the Chief."
Right.
Oh my god.
Yes, but it gets a little warbly at the end.
Amazing.
Pretty sure that's public domain.
Is it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so he leaves, and now you sort of have purpose, if you didn't already, for your excursion.
Cool.
We have extra purpose besides the people.
Now, obviously, we leave after second brunch.
Yeah, we definitely brunched the fuck out on a Thursday morning.
Okay. I was gonna ask if we ever had first brunch, but yeah, whatever.
That goes
Just
without
brunch
saying.
the fuck. Let's do that.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, we can hand wave most brunches
good with
at this
that.
point because
Yeah.
we just do so much of it.
I need some eggs. Eggs, Benny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Breakfast pizza.
But hold on. Now we do need to establish what second brunch is for everybody, because if you think about it, right? Like, okay, you've had a big meal to start the day, presumably at your first brunch. How the fuck do you spend a second brunch?
I'm having a Cornish hen stuffed with a chili burrito.
God damn.
I recommend the tap ass. Although don't be confused like me. I got slapped very hard by a waitress my first time. There was a bit of a misunderstanding in tapas.
Wait, the what? No, I meant what is the
Tapas.
Oh, the
Yeah, there it is.
oof.
Sorry.
So cool.
Hummus.
Well, basically, the idea is you get to brunch as early as you can, still barely breakfast, and then you
Hang out.
Right.
have it at the very end of when it could possibly
Correct.
be considered brunch.
Right. Which is what time exactly?
Both time zones.
Around 11 o'clock in the afternoon.
No. 11 o'clock in the afternoon is like brunch is like prime time.
That's
No, because you get into lunchtime.
No, 9 is a little bit early, and then what? Like
like
11:59.
Right. No, 11:59 is
I'm
lunch.
sorry,
It's
I've
just
done
lunch.
brunch at 2.
I've brunched at 1 before.
Yeah.
I have to.
That's
Benny's
more.
is open till 2. I
That's
think.
more of a dinner.
You know what, audience? When do you think? You tell us.
When
you
is
tell
late
us,
brunch?
When does brunch end for you? When would you consider it no longer brunch but lunch? Tell us on our
I'm gonna
Discord.
say sundown.
But is there ever lunch on a brunch day?
Is the sun?
You can
shining?
order lunch for brunch, but it's still brunch.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So I feel like when does early dinner start?
Dinner.
Early dinner's not
Literally.
anyway. I think you brunch, you lunch, then you dinner. Like there's
What-
no
what-
other in
what's
between.
the
Who
twilight
lunches
of
after they've
brunch?
brunched though?
I don't know. You just have a late lunch.
This is great.
The scene sort of fades on whatever members of the party are here at brunch, debating what the limits of brunch really are, because reality is warped at the cutting edge of saving the world.
Pushing those limits on brunch.
Yes. Look,
4?
brunch limits are just as there to be pushed as, the limits on what counts as a successful rescue of a large asset, for example.
Right.
Look, molten slag pouring out of it doesn't always count, but things get weird at the cutting edge here.
Now we have another asset to save in the form of a person.
Yes. And him to be saved
Stop calling him names.
above any other people who might need to be saved.
Right. That.
Ooh, potential moral conflict. And
Oh,
that
God.
hovering in the air will be the end of this episode.
Wait, there's a moral conflict?
Oh my God.
I feel like
There's
your whole tone
immoral
there
conflict.
was your whole
Yeah.
tone there was kind of like tapping into some Jeff Goldblum. Ooh, there was a moral conflict hovering in the air.
That's where I know my wife has been putting on too much Portlandia while I'm sleeping.
Be very unsure.
But yet
But if
so
you are
tremendously
sure.
confident.
But if you are sure that you like us, we can be found on the internet. We're in such places as Twitter at Hapless Heroes. We're on Instagram at Hapless Heroes. We're on Reddit /r/Hapless Heroes Podcast. And we're also on Facebook at Hapless Heroes Podcast. And every single one of those places will at some point direct you to the crown jewel of our internet presence, our Discord server, where you should be meeting and interacting with us because that's where we are.
Yes.
Except I've been really crap at it for the last few weeks because I haven't had a
Holidays.
computer to work on at work, and it's been the holidays, but I need to be recommitting and getting myself back in and being accessible to you, the listening audience.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, by the time this episode airs, too, like we'll be much more available than we were during the holidays.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been talking with people on Twitter and things like that. It's been awesome. It's just a wonderful little time.
Yeah.
Thanks, you guys are great. You can also debate with us again, like when brunch ends on this Discord server, for example. It's just one of the many things.
Yes. Now, if you possibly agree with whatever our potential solution is on when brunch should be, and you really like us, you could leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. We are on Spotify, we're on Apple iTunes, we're on Google Play Podcasts.
Yeah.
They change
Google
it
Play.
up every now
It's just
and
Google
again.
Play.
Yeah, it's Google Play still. Okay.
We're on Google.
And we're hosted on Podbean. We are on wherever you get fine podcasts or wherever you get us. And if you really, really like us, though, you could donate to our Patreon.
It's patreon.com/haplessheroes.
Thank you, because I wouldn't have remembered that myself. But it's good because you're the one who runs the Patreon, not me.
Right.
But anyway, we have various reward tiers on there for, just maybe giving us $1 every now and again and saying we're doing a good job, and we super appreciate that. But there are other things at various tiers where you can get certain benefits, whether it be access to a very special channel in our Discord to talk to us about the really important stuff and be all exclusive and hold your pinky up when you drink things. or there's that really high tier, whatever it is, to submit a story arc. We just finished one of those.
Yep, it was
a
when
good
I
time.
it was when I did. Definitely
Awesome.
took some great liberties with it, but the as Omnius is one of the very regular members of our Discord, definitely got the seal of approval. So I think we did it right, my friends.
Fantastic.
Yay.
Very nice.
And if you like us right now, you like us, Sally Field, and the whole deal. Train a French bulldog to recite one of our episodes word for word.
I love that.
Reasonable.
Please do that.
Yeah.
That would be the most fucking adorable thing ever.
That's doable. I mean, Scooby-Doo talks.
Definitely doable.
Yeah.
Doable.
So
I'm
doable.
glad somebody immediately recognized the doableness of this challenge.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that was the first thing that came to my mind.
Doability.
Right. Like this is barely an effort, audience. Like just like show us you love us and teach a French bulldog to recite an entire episode.
It'll take what? 11,
In French.
12 years?
Yeah, come on.
That's well within the lifespan of a French bulldog.
In French.
Well, within my lifespan.
Oh, you wanted to translate
In French.
to French. Okay.
Yes,
All right. It is a
but the
French
only
bulldog.
thing harder to do than to train that French bulldog to recite our podcast is for us to say goodbye. But that's what we're going to do, outroing our cast, starting from my right. As Hedrick the Entertainer, we have Phil.
So you're Ari, right? You want to give me a hand going into town? Well, sure. I guess I could do that. I do enjoy your music. Oh, you like
God.
that? You like that? Well, thank you. Thank you. I've been playing a long time.
And to his right,
Did you just hit on yourself?
I think he did.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Wow.
Wow, even I haven't thought of that yet.
I mean,
impressed.
that's peak bard.
Yeah.
Breaking down walls.
That's amazing.
To his right, as Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind, we have Mike.
The author of my own story.
To his right, as the fantastic Felix Fizzlebottom, we have Francesco.
We have a plan.
To his right, as Lord Jarrell the Light, we have John.
Until next time.
And to his right, as Pair of Lincoln Woods, we have Zach.
Let's go get this Heinz fellow.
And my name is Dave. I've been your host and Dungeon Master. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm very excited for this adventure will take us. Bye-bye now.
Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa.